all aboard, and thankfully the ice cream truck did not linger for long. Sorry if I seem a bit grouchy, but when you have to hear that song every night for up to a half an hour sometimes on the weekends, because everybody on the street just comes rushing down to meet it so they can all get their ice cream at once, it drives you nuts. And for the rest of the summer, into about October, I will be hearing that sound. Last year, we heard it into November. Matter of fact, into December, he was still coming by because of how warm it's been out here in Utah. Yep, I'm in Utah. Too much information. Also, I know, you're sorry. If you don't get the joke, you don't know. It's another reason why it's not made for kids. All right. The reason these two windows are back open, I just realized something someone complained about that I heard recently on another company, the person who had looked at this game's videos, and that is how hard the charts are to take and see these lines sometime. Well, you can change it a little bit. It's not fun. In the options, and then go to display settings, select a theme. And the one I like for the charts is the Purple Knight large size. The problem is a certain text now disappears in regular windows with text because of the shadings in the item. I wish they'd chosen different shadings to make it more visible at all times. I'm going to say OK for now, and I'm not going to shut it. I'm going to do that double click on the bar trick to keep it open. Much easier to see all of the normally hard colors now. Let's close a couple of windows, lines, so that we can see things. Profit. There we go. This is the one that's usually the hardest, in my opinion, against the regular background. Road toll stands out. Op cost normally stands out fair, but it's blazing in this. So for the charts, sometimes you have to go in, take this extra step if you're trying to take it to see where those lines really lie. And that's why this is a tutorial, to show you these little tricks that I've learned the hard way. Yes, it's glitchy. Yes, it's not always fun. Whoops. And I closed it. I forgot, if you click 3 times, you close it. Fair warning. So again, we're going to do it. You can also change your font for these guys. I've got it on Tahoma Bold, and you can change the font size in that too. And up it a little bit. Maybe we'll do that. But first, I'm Callie Jack. This is how not to game with Callie Jack on the Dyfed Rex channel. Callie Jack being the handle, nickname, whatever you want to call it, for the gaming side of Dyfed Rex. And here you see I can kick it up 1 notch. Or 2. We're going to take it up 2. Because I'm old. And it's kind of fun to take and do that. So we've set that. Always click OK. Don't close it. It'll go back to the original setting. All right. So you don't have to screen scale to do it. You can do it through font size to make the fonts a little bit bigger. Same with the buttons. Buttons, it's better through screen scaling. Always choose large size for the buttons to get this size. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with about that size. And while some people may find that handy, an old blind guy who doesn't have the dexterity he used to, like me, doesn't find that as fun. So we're going to go back to the classic large. I'm just going to close it because that should open him back up. Nope, it didn't. That's right, that was one of the changes they did. Used to be if you closed with the X, it didn't lock it into place. If you closed with the button, it locked it into place on the screen. So, things to know, things to know. Hit the OK, close out the window. Close window, close window. This is episode 27, by the way, in our Expanding Worlds tutorial for Symmetrance, where as we expand the world, I'm trying to show you things as I encounter. Hopefully, especially with that trick with being able to read the graphs a little bit easier, you'll see what I mean. It is unfortunate that it is something you have to toggle back and forth between constantly when you're going from graphs to text. I could show you just how bad it'll look in the text, but I think we'll move on. So we've got the port set for the fishing fleet. What about that passenger line thing I was talking about? Can we do that? Hilton and Beringwell are both on the sea. So we could set up a cruise line from Walmouth to Oldcastle, stopping maybe at Asheville or maybe at Beringwell. But for right now, we're just going to go to Oldcastle because that will get us our first connection between the two segments of our network. And I'm going to launch it from Walmouth because they're going to want to go visit that castle in Walmouth. How do I know? The city tool. And it's time to go back into it. And as you can see, there's a little orange dot right above my cursor there. Same here. That says that we've got people who want to go to visit there. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to turn off some things like lines and such to make it that way constantly. I wish I did. I really wish I did. It'd be nice to be able to have a uncluttered, just where do we want to go to version of this map. Does not appear in the map tools, I don't think, but let's check. Because it's specific to each town. Yeah, it won't. Or will it? With it set to Walmouth, if we go to selections, close factories for a moment, and choose destinations, it does, but our vehicles kind of show up. Let's see here. I don't have anything else depressed. Attractions. There we go. So that's the size of the attractions and their draw. So we know that's a 120 and know that's a 200. Sort of tells you. But that destinations, as long as you've got the city window open up, that's all the spots. And you can, to get the full map again, you can step out. And you can zoom in a little bit. At a certain zoom level, it takes a little bit to redraw it, especially after you move. And now we can see that, yeah, they want to get to the old castle. They also want to get over to a spot in Hillstead. They don't want to see Beringwell, they don't want to see Hilton yet, and they don't want to see Asheville. So the good choice is just a cruise line from Walmouth dock to the dock at Hillstead for now. Let's put that in. And the good news is no infrastructure other than a new ship needed. And now we've got to choose how much we want to pay. $2.60 for 100 passengers, or in other words, about 2.6 cents per passenger to take and make money, which means it will make money as long as it's running, but you got to run it. So you've got to trip it early, and I tend to set it low at 20% or so load. 20 passengers figuring buy C at this time frame. Let's go to the goods list and take a peek. What's that going to get us? Again, used to show used only. Only used. 15 cents at 15. That boat goes at 20. So we're going to make $22.43 per 100 tiles, or 22 cents, 22.5 cents. That speed's going to slowly increase as time goes on. Why? Because this guy does 26. That's why. Also, they slow down as they load up. So let's go ahead and schedule this guy. He's going to come from, we'll choose a spot there. And I do have a problem. I have rapids on the way. And we're just going to bring him in right to there. But we got to deal with the rapids before we dispatch him. So we're going to still name the thing, get everything else set up, but we've got to put in a lock or a dock before we launch this guy. So I'm going to set him all the way over to the side, open up our shipping tools, and what can we do here? Well, because of slope issues, we're going to have to do some things. So we're going to need our sloping tools. I'm going to go with this one to give him a slope to come down. We're going to put a canal right here for the guy to go through. How's that sound for a trick? And then we're just going to do a flat lower there. And I think I'm actually going to bring him out here. Now, I could have done this on the other side, and it would have made more sense because there's already a gap there. But then I would have had to extend up and then down. Grab the canal tool. Oops. Oh, that's a stop. This is the canal tool. That's why it wasn't working. Uh-oh. And I scrooged it up already. Let's blow this section. There we go. Oh, it wants to go out right there. So let's come in. Nope, it's going to do it that way. Save ourselves some money. Take out that section. There's our lock to get around the rapids. Now we can launch this guy. Now I do need to go back in and do two things. What do I need to do? Well, we goofed up. We've also got these guys, which we know were 1837s. Let's fix those right now. No, not 27, 37 fingers. And then this guy. But he needs two fixes. Well, actually a couple of fixes. He's 1838. All right, we're looking a lot better. What did we forget to do? We forgot to set this for something other than 100%. So I'm going to take him down to 20%, and our old castle, we're going to make it, for now, because Hillcrest is a smaller city, just 10% to come back. So 10 passengers come back, 20 to go over. Won't guarantee an immediate return on investment, but it's a start. Close out all the lines we opened up. It's 15 minutes. I'm kind of liking these shorter episodes. We've done how to build a canal, and that sometimes the canal only wants to go around the parts it goes around. And what happened here is apparently I jogged it this way to make it come in, and it took it this way. So this is now canal rather than regular river. And I don't dare blow it because it'll eliminate it, and then we got to pay that $5,000, $9,000 to do the right trick again. We're not doing that. No, not feeling that way. We'll just eat the fact that that got canaled and that we left the falls in. Close our shipyard. 16 minutes. Good point to say, I'm Callie Jack. I hope you're having a better day than I'm having, and I hope I'm showing you some things you can use when you try semi-trans, if you do, and to make you understand that it's a little bit weird and wonky, but at the same time, what game is it?